And it's very scary for families when they get these letters who are suddenly asked to repay large amounts of money that they didn't know that they owed.
There's some pretty scary letters going out from the Social Security Administration right now to unexpected Social Security recipients as a result of overpayments that are the fault of the Social Security Administration.
My office has heard from constituents who rely on Social Security and Social Security disability payments and have received letters demanding money back for overpayments made by the agency.
So if you collect retirement, SSI, SSDI, any of the fixed income benefits from the Social Security Administration, you're going to want to watch this video because the majority of the people receiving these letters had no idea that overpayments were taking place. And this is happening right now. Letters are hitting people's mailboxes, millions around the nation. We don't have an exact number, but take a look. How can Social Security fix its overpayment problem? And one of the things that has been popping up just recently on this is, take a look, COVID relief payments, stimulus checks, they're saying, triggered the feds to demand money back from the Social Security recipients, as they're saying that some people received stimulus checks and they're saying that then they were overpaid in Social Security as well, and people are receiving overpayment requests for them to pay back money in the tunes of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest that just came out on this. They recently had a hearing and they just had one a couple days ago. I'm waiting for the latest footage to come out, and when it does, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel because I want to make sure that anybody that is receiving this, and maybe you haven't yet, but it could be coming here very soon, I want you to know exactly what to expect. So I'm going to share with you the video footage and the articles, get you the latest details, and also that COLA was just released of 3.2%. However, there are some things that could be clawing it back, and that 3.2% might not be the full amount that you anticipate. Now, stick around to the end for some more updates on that, but let's go ahead and dive right in. And if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything, do me a quick favor, smash the like button, just takes a second, helps out the channel a ton if you appreciate the updates. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Just hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'll let you know everything going on with Social Security, Congress, our economy, so you know what's happening and what's available for you and your family. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so first, let's take a look at this article that just came out today on a hearing that took place, and then we're going to be taking a look at the video footage of the hearing that took place last month so we can see the latest on this, as they are aware of the fact, Congress that is, that the Social Security Administration is doing this and frightening millions of recipients around the nation, demanding that they pay back overpayment that was the fault of the Social Security Administration. Now, this article says that today a House and Ways and Means Committee, they will hold a hearing on how Social Security Administration is handling the overpayments, benefits that the agency pays to people that it later decides they were not eligible to receive. The hearing will come just weeks after the agency announced that it plans to review the way that it handles overpayments. These overpayments are a small percentage of the Social Security Administration's expenditures, but they can make up a large percentage of individual beneficiaries' incomes. By the time the Social Security Administration attempts to reclaim these payments, they may total thousands of dollars, stretching back several of years. Now, the request for repayment can plunge recipients into financial crisis, especially when beneficiaries are unaware of the heirs and have already spent their benefits. Americans should not be suffering because of a poor administration process and outdated rules, especially when an alternative already exists to prevent the errors in the first place. Overpayments tend to impact the people who are least able to afford them. Many stem from the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI, which supports disabled people and seniors with little to no income or assets. One SSI beneficiary was told that she was ineligible for several years to collect her SSI benefits and owed the program $27,000 because she had taken over a life insurance policy from her mother. Another SSI beneficiary with autism owed $11,000 for work in a mailroom. And overpayments are also prominent in the Social Security Disability Insurance Program, or SSDI, as well, which supports disabled people and their families. Denise Hoffman, an economist who has extensively studied this program, and colleagues estimated that 71% of the SSDI beneficiaries who continue to work after exhausting temporary work incentives experienced an overpayment, and the median overpayment was $9,282. Now, these issues are due, at least in part, to the way that the Social Security Administration reviews eligibility. Right now, the agency calculates an overpayment using the retrospective process that can include examining changes in a beneficiary's circumstances stretching back months or years in the past. Behaviors that would be applauded in most contexts, such as an increase in savings for an SSI beneficiary or an increase in hours worked for an SSDI or SSI beneficiary, can lead to a determination that years of benefit payments were improper and need to be repaid. Now, some are getting these unexpected letters, they're saying, as a result of stimulus checks that are coming out, and now the letters are beginning to hit. Now, this article just came out today, and it says, as the nation reeled from COVID-19, the federal government sent many Americans a financial lifeline. But some recipients say the COVID relief payments have triggered financial distress by jeopardizing their Social Security benefits. Now, the government has demanded that they repay much larger amounts, thousands of dollars in benefits for the poor and disabled distributed by the Social Security Administration. The government gave this money to them with one hand, and they should not be trying to take it back with the other, said Jen Burdick, an attorney of Community Legal Services of Philadelphia who has helped many people contest repayment demands, and I agree 100%. Joe Vaughn, a disabled 63-year-old in New Mexico, received $3,200 in federal COVID relief. Then came a letter from the Social Security Administration dated August 25th of 2023, so these are starting to roll out right now, saying that she owed the government $14,026. They are sending me to an early grave, Vaughn said. The COVID clawbacks show the trauma the Social Security Administration can cause when it claims to have overpaid beneficiaries, many of them highly vulnerable, then calls on them to pay the money back. And the collection efforts illustrate the limitations and dysfunction that have come to define the agency. The Social Security Administration spokesperson Nicole Tigman declined to comment for this article or to arrange an interview with the agency's acting commissioner, Kilolo Kijakazi. Unfortunately, this seems to be a reoccurring theme with the Social Security Administration. However, it is coming to light, all of this that is taking place, and it is not right. And now there are hearings taking place in Congress to address this and hopefully help those that are receiving these frightening letters in the mail. And take a look at one of the hearings that just took place last month.
Dr. Newman and Mr. Kazoukas, my office has heard from constituents who rely on Social Security and Social Security disability payments and have received letters demanding money back for overpayments made by the agency. According to recent reports, critically low staffing levels mean it could be several years before the Social Security Administration can reassess cases and catch overpayments. Some individuals are even receiving bills from the Social Security Administration that date back 40 years. Okay. In your view, how much of this is caused by chronic understaffing at the Social Security Administration?
Senator, thank you for the question. I think that this highlights perhaps the distinction between the role of the trustees and the folks who run the Social Security program. Obviously, Dr. Newman and I, if confirmed, would have the privilege of serving with those folks and that leadership. And our role would be to assess the financial and fiscal future of the program, to provide data and information to this Congress and the public about the disability insurance program in terms of its financial status and the like. So I think that the kinds of questions you're perhaps getting at relate to the administration of the program day to day, which we wouldn't be involved in.
Well, except that in terms of its fiscal integrity, if we are talking about 4 decades that people are getting notices, if we are thinking about the rate in which there may be overpayments, and of course, even though you're looking at fiscal integrity, I would assume that you also want the program to work well as it relates to the well-being of the beneficiaries. This is an issue because if we're talking about millions of dollars, it goes to the fiscal integrity. Wouldn't you agree?
I could see the connection as part of the larger, broader picture of the way that the finances roll up to the program. Sir.
Let me ask you this, both of you. According to the Social Security Administration Inspector General, during fiscal year 2022, the agency, and this goes to fiscal integrity, clawed back $4.7 billion of overpayments, while another $21.6 billion remained outstanding. According to recent reports, those who receive Social Security payments say they've gotten letters stating they must give back thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars to the government because of overpayment. What else would you be looking for to have fiscal integrity here to make sure that we're not talking about billions of dollars, assuming that the administration is right and these are overpayments. Obviously, to some degree, there has to be a universe of it that is, but it's a very significant number.
I would just add that I totally agree with Mr. Kazoukas in his response to your question, but I've also read these articles that I think you're referring to, and I understand how this is such a serious issue for families who were suddenly asked to repay large amounts of money that they didn't know that they owed. I really think, however, that this is more a question for, say, the Social Security Administrator, because our role would be more to look at what are the effects on disability spending trends and obligations to the Disability Trust Fund. But the broader issue is, I think this has a profound impact and is very scary for families when they get these letters.
No, it's usually scary for them. But it also goes to the integrity of the system. If billions of dollars are being paid out that, in fact, should not have been paid out, then I do think that as trustees, you'd be looking at that as something of concern. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I think that is a fair statement, and it is something that I would look forward to discussing with the actuaries and the other trustees if I'm fortunate to be confirmed.
Mr. Kazoukas?
I would as well.
So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hopefully we will hear some good news coming of this, that they will forgive these repayment requests for overpayment that was the fault of the Social Security Administration, because right now people need as much help as they can get. Now, in addition to that, the cost of living adjustment is a little bit of an increase that's going to be helping out. It's the 3.2% increase. And to get all the details as to exactly how much you can expect, be sure to check out this video right here next. And also, in addition to that, 7 big changes that are going to be coming in 2024. There has been a lot going on with Social Security. Check that video out right here as well. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll keep you up to date. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.